Hello, 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 everyone. Good afternoon. It's lunchtime with Anna. I'm so happy to be back on Wednesdays. I'm so used to Wednesdays. I don't like a change in schedule. So I guess you guys will start seeing me on Wednesdays all the time. First of all, I wanted to thank Elevated Shift, which is Samori McPherson, for all his shirts that he makes me. He's got a new one all the time. He just messaged me to let me know that he has 6 new ones coming in the mail. So thank you, Samori. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you, and I appreciate everything that you do. I wanted to let everyone know that the phone lines are open at 678 381 1973, 678 381 1973. Today we will be interviewing Andrea Braxton, as well as Curtis McNeil will be on air with us, and you guys will understand why Curtis is here after a while. Before we get started with our show, I like to always mention a few things that are going on. COVID-19 is still out there. Please wear your mask. Do not forget to wear your mask. Wear your gloves. Sanitizer is not enough. If sanitizer was not enough before now, it's not going to be enough now. Okay? Um, so Andrea, how are you doing? I can't hear Andrea.
Look, well, she muted, and then it looked like her phone froze up, so she might be calling back in.
Okay. Um, So, Kurt, we're on air. I want to let everyone know that We See You Human Justice Organization, which is I'm CEO and founder, has decided to take this Andrea Braxton case, which is for the baby Amaya Braxton. She is the mother, and we've decided to take it on and to help this family get justice because there is a lot of injustice done within this family and in this case. So please keep in mind that we have taken this case and we have decided to help this family as a whole and them get justice. While we're waiting on her, Kurt, what you've heard of the case, what do you think?
Um,
And
well,
by the way, Kurt is my vice president, guys. I am so honored to have him as my VP because this guy is so knowledgeable with history and law and stuff like that. So, how do you feel about the whole what you've heard thus far until we can get Andrea back in?
first off, let me be the one to tell you that you look absolutely phenomenal.
Thank you.
Be remiss if I didn't say that.
Thank
And
you.
again, it is such a pleasure and an honor and a privilege that you would even consider placing me in any position in within your company. I'm so flattered by that. Um, According to what I've seen thus far, because I'm kind of just coming into this fold or whatever. According to what I've seen thus far, this is a blatant disregard for a human life that hasn't even had the chance to live it yet.
Absolutely.
Blatant disregard for the human experience of grief and loss. It is a blatant disregard of penal codes and or laws set forth by state-based municipalities. Somewhere in there may even possibly be a blatant disregard for federal law.
Absolutely.
Um, it is a complete disregard for human rights. This is all in my opinion. I am not a lawyer yet, but God has been putting it on my spirit since I started dealing with you. I might actually go back to school and take law.
Um, Curtis, hang on one second. Um, First caller, could you please go ahead with your name and your question and or comment? What is the first three numbers of the first caller's phone? Backstage, hang on. So we have a 678 number. Go ahead with your name and or your question or comment.
Okay, so it is me, and I lost signal, so I will need a link. I don't know what happened. I moved to another area of the house. But this is Andrea Braxton, and I got disconnected somehow. So.
Okay, so we do have Andrea back online, and you're not able to get on live stream, correct?
Okay, yeah, it just kicked me out. A lot of people was asking me and telling me they can't get on, they can't get on. So I was trying to tell them to hold on, and then it just blacked out.
Okay, no, that's fine. That's fair. Now, the second person that's trying to go on air, can somebody please give me from backstage their area code or the first three numbers of their phone? Okay, so the second person is 662. 662, can you go ahead with your name, your question, and or your comment?
My name is Dee Hill, but I wasn't sure what was going on, so I was just calling in to see. I'm in a firm supporter of Amaya Braxton. We've been to the marches. We was in her street name, and I was just calling to in support.
Thank you so much. If you'd like, stay online because I can probably ask you a few questions. Well, we have Andrea here online. Do you mind staying on for a little while so that I can ask you some questions in a bit?
I'll do my best.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate you. And what was your name again?
Dee Hill.
D Hill. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Andrea, are you online still?
Yes, ma'am. I'm here.
Yes, ma'am. I'm here.
Okay. Andrea, I'm going to ask you a few questions, and if somebody could please mute your phone because it is we're getting feedback. The first question to you, Andrea, is this: how did you feel when Lisa Murphy, who is this is public records, wrote the book called The Bus Stop, whom all of us have seen online? It is on Amazon. You can get, whatever information you need. What was your take on it? Because my understanding is that you were the first and only person to purchase this book thus far.
My take on it is it's so disrespectful. It's something that you wouldn't think that a mother of children would do to another mother. It's awful, and it just makes me question the human kindness of people. I mean, she made her for a profit, and then she totally went against everything that my family has been trying to get accomplished. Her death, I mean, so her death should be ruled as a homicide. Yes,
I'm sorry
ma'am.
to interrupt you. Do you have it on speakerphone?
No, ma'am, I do not.
Okay. So whoever has the phone on speaker, please take it off speaker, mute it so that there's not all this feedback because we can't hear Andrea clearly. Sorry about that, Andrea. Go ahead and continue.
Okay, I just want to say it's just the very most inhumane thing that a person can do. I don't understand. I don't know. I don't know what made her think that would be okay. But I can look at it as because nobody has been held accountable at all in Amaya's case. Nobody has been charged. No tickets. No fines. A lot of misconduct. So nobody has had to take responsibility. And so I feel like people just feel like when it comes to this subject, they can do or say whatever they want because they're not going to be held accountable.
Andrea, can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so with everything you just said right there, right?
Yes, sir.
Explain to the folks who don't know the story, have never heard the story, didn't see the news didn't see the news prompting or anything, why you feel like it's so disrespectful to Amaya with the writing of this book. Can you explain
Okay.
why?
Why is okay? So on October the 4th, if a lot of y'all don't know, Amaya and her 10-year-old brother at the time was getting off of her school bus. She was standing. She had just stepped down, and a car came on the right side of the bus where she was getting off of the bus, standing there, hit and killed her. Jumped two ditches, not one but two ditches. And she was speeding, and she hit Amaya. When she hit Amaya, instead of her getting out like a concerned citizen would have, somebody who was upset, somebody who was caring, she proceeds to get on her cell phone and call a ride for somebody to come and pick her up from the scene. Um, and it's just, I don't understand how somebody can hit a kid, kill them in their own driveway, and get scot free from it. No fines, no penalties, no nothing. And for someone to write a book concerning this matter, Amaya, a lot of people don't know this, but it's out in the open now. But Amaya's teeth was knocked out. She had actually had about three teeth knocked out. I picked up some teeth the next morning. Um, and put them in the garbage. And I picked up other items of hers. There was some flesh and a little tissue that was there too, that I picked up. And I had to dispose of myself. So to have someone who writes that in a book, the way it was written, and I don't want to say the N word over the air, but she made a comment, hit this N word so hard, the teeth was still stuck in my grill. How did you know that? That was not public knowledge. So just to throw that out there like that and just saying that our children are like little monkeys and saying that they were probably always left alone is not true. My neighbors know I never left my kids unattended. I am a good mother to my kids. You know, they are taken care of. And just to have that disrespect through in my face, it was just god awful, and it really took me to a place that I have not been in a long
Andrea,
time.
just for the privacy of yourself, the radio station, and myself, although this is public records, let's keep the names of the person uh, undisclosed, just to prevent certain attacks back towards the station. Although this is a public records, you guys are free to look this up. It is a true story, and you guys are free to Google it if need be. I just wanted you to know that, just to avoid any type of retaliation against you and your family. Go ahead, Andrea.
And so that right there is one thing that actually just it just knocked me off my feet because I had to relive that. When someone sent that to me, I was at work and I just broke down. I had to go in the back. I thought I was going to pass out. I felt nauseous, but I was right back for a split second in my driveway, wondering how did this happen? What could I do? I mean, there was nothing that I can do then, but just trust that justice will be done. And that's where I am now with this book. I'm gonna do whatever I have to do, but in this particular instance, I'm gonna get I'm gonna get justice in all of it. I do believe this is taking a little longer. I believe God has His plan. I'm waiting on Him, and so. But it was very disrespectful, Kurt, to answer your question. And if everybody listened, I felt disrespectful. I felt like the only thing people are gonna get, only thing people that respond to is violence. It seemed like people are not responding to love and kindness. People wants to respond to violence. And at a point, it just took me there. I can't lie about that. So I hope I answered your question.
Yes. With that being said, and I also want to make sure, because the station is making sure of this, that there's no speculated comments being said as well. Although we know that this has already been done towards you and your family. And I want to make sure that, you know, you're protected, Andrea. You have truly captured the station's heart, your grace, your meekness, your beautiful heart of gold. And I don't want anybody attacking your family worse than they already have. And I want to make sure that that is perfectly clear to anybody who may try to attack this family in any negative way, that they can't. My next
So
question to you is Andrea. Kurt, you
Yes.
were going to say something?
yeah, I was just interject and say that so let me make sure that I understand so that I know that the listening public will fully understand that
Yes.
the blatant disrespect. This is a question actually. So is the blatant disrespect to your family not only the situation itself, but the fact that there was a book written about the situation without you all's permission?
It's a little bit of both. It's all that. It's all that. It's just, and it was a slap in Amaya's face. We all know that there was a crime that was committed during this process. We already know that when she broke that 10-foot barrier, a crime had been committed. And to have graphic details for the world to see, and then you profit off of it. You openly say that this was not a homicide. You openly tell everyone that. And then you dedicate your first page, the first name, in the love and Mary of Amaya. That's a slap in my face. That's a slap in my family's face. That's a slap to all children of color. That's a slap to the justice system if we had one that really worked for all people. So that's my response to that one.
Okay. I get it. I
Your first
completely
page,
understand.
the first name.
You
And
guys, I apologize about that. That was me. I was trying to start a watch party um, for other people to watch, and I apologize about that. Um, the book that's dedicated to Amaya can be found on Amazon.com. To the producers of the radio station, are we allowed to say the name of the book because they've already made the information public? The name of the book is called Bus Stop. It is called Bus Stop, and the book is dedicated to Amaya. And could you correct me if I'm wrong? Was it just Amaya, or was it the three other situations that happened in Mississippi as well?
Okay, so there were like six other children who happened a couple of days after Amaya. So when Amaya got hit and killed, there were other little kids like within the next couple of days, and it was all over, just like it was just traveling back and forth. And my phone was just blowing up with like all these different names of all these different children. So not only did she take from me, she also used other children's names without their parents' consent as well. So you have a person who just goes around pretty much and just write whatever they want to write and do whatever they want to do, and they don't think about the victims. They don't think about their actions.
Um, And I wanted to correct something. It wasn't the radio station that made that about the speculations when I just looked to see. It is part of the legal team that our organization uses. And I just noticed that it was them. And I apologize for saying it was a radio station because WeCU has taken this case. We are making sure that legally we're doing everything right. So Andrea, please don't feel that we're kind of cornering you. We're just making sure that justice is done for our baby Amaya. And she's my baby too, as well as the rest of you guys' baby because justice needs to be done. And I apologize for that. I thought it was our producers from the radio station, but it was actually, when I looked at the message clearly, it is actually part of our legal team. My apologies, and thank you to the legal team for making sure that we are taking care of this the correct way, and not getting this family and or ourselves in any possible type of situation where it can cause a problem. My question to you is, how has and this is to you, Andrea, how has the community impacted you and or your loved ones by sharing her beautiful self alive, like keeping her alive?
The community has been absolutely great. For the ones that are supporters, we appreciate you, the Braxton family, the family of Amaya Braxton, the Precious Angel. We just thank everybody for what they've done. The community have really stepped up, and so to speak, and they're giving me the information that I need to. Has been absolutely great. For the ones that are supporters, and they're stepping up and they're helping me and they're giving me information. I just thank you. You know, there's stuff that I couldn't have found out on my own. So people are coming forth and people are saying, hey, I think you need to know this. And so they really helping me, and the prayers and the love and the shout outs, we appreciate it. We really do appreciate it.
And I have one more question for Miss Hill, who has been part of the organization who has helped you. How has the area in Mississippi supported this family along with yourself? And I'm sure that you've gone on to, you know, go out of your way to help this family. How have you guys shown this family support, Ms. Hill, if you're still on the phone?
Well, we started off in strong agreement. We were meeting, we were rallying and such, and we were contacting the DA and such. And it seems like when they made the decision, it was like a slap in the face. Our voices weren't enough, but we're still sharing her picture in our protest. About 2 weeks ago, we called her name. We let every authoritarian figure know there that we remember Amaya Braxton. This child was murdered, and her murderer deserves to be punished. So they know that those who support the Braxton family do not agree with it. We voiced our concerns on that.
Okay, and we have a call coming in from a 302 number. Can you go ahead with your name and or your question and or your comment? 302 area code.
This is Tawanda Grace.
Hey, Miss Graves. I
Hey,
should have known that.
Tawanda.
I know your number. How are you doing, Miss Graves?
Hanging in there.
Tawanda, I know that you have been very, because we've spoken off air a lot. You have been very supportive to the Braxton family. Is there anything that you would like to add? I mean, Tawanda has gone out of her way to help this family out. And I once again want to remind everyone on this panel, please, no speculations. Anything that comes out of your mouth, whether it's about the book or anything that's public records, please let it be facts and not a speculation, because it will avoid any type of retaliation towards any of us in the future. Okay, so you know, I'm not being pushy. I'm just, you know, my legal team keeps reminding me to make sure that we do that. It is painful, especially for the Braxton family, but we want to make sure that Ms. Braxton, you especially are covered over all of this. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Um, so
Absolutely.
Miss Graves, how how is it that you've been helpful towards this process? Because we've spoken a lot, and you were the one that connected Miss Braxton to myself and the show. And how is it that you've been able to help this family go through this pain for yourself?
Well, uh, part of the problem that we have specifically in the media world is the Maya Braxton case is considered a cold case because it happened in 2016. So one of the things that we've been doing for, I'd say, the last probably year and a half is just making people aware of her story, because a lot of people don't know who Amaya Braxton was prior to when we started this campaign and petition. So that's the main thing, just making people aware of who she is, just because it's been swept under the rug, and they've done a great job of covering their tracks. So, and there's still people in the state that have never heard of the case. It's people outside of the state that have never heard of the case. So that's been the focus. The focus is specifically with cold cases, which they consider, I don't consider it a cold case, but in the media world, it's considered a cold case. So we've just been making people aware. We've been feeding them information. I've been strategically dropping information just to let people know that know about Amaya's life. Let them know that the struggles that we have. Let them know that it is definitely without a shadow of a doubt, and I'll say this in my own words, is definitely some judicial misconduct within the system of Mississippi in reference to Amaya's case.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I agree with you. And I am totally with you, as well as Curtis, as well as other staff from DKM Media Group and Associates, to make sure that this does not, her case is not forgotten. With that being said, um, has anybody who is anything in any way politically, or in any shape, form, or manner, have they been involved with getting in contact with you, Ms. Braxton, or your husband, or anybody else from the Braxton family?
Absolutely not. It's just like it is. It's just like this happened the first day. Um, just like how it happened on the first day.
Seven, 8, 7,
I
9,
think
4,
somebody's
8,
calling
2.
me.
No, it's not
Okay.
you. It's the station. They have to
Okay.
call them back.
Okay. 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 So y'all can still hear me and stuff?
We can hear you clearly.
Okay, so nobody has reached out to us just like it would be like the first time. Mind you, from the time this happened to this very day, nobody has personally reached out to us. We have always had to be the one to reach out to them. If we wanted to know information, it's like we were on a wild goose chase almost. We had to be the one to make all the contacts. My district attorney or assistant district attorney has never reached out to me personally about anything concerning the Mike's case. Neither did they show up to anything that we were having, where it was a prayer vigil, where it was a prayer lunch, whether we were doing an interview. Anything we were doing, they were not even there, like not for one thing. They have not showed any support. The sheriff department, they have so many mixed emotions and so many mixed signals. You really don't know if you should have them there or not. I'm just being honest. So no, nobody has really did anything to reach out to us to let us know anything. So I'm in the dark. And it's sad to say, but that was my daughter, but I'm in the dark. I don't have one clue what's going on except for judicial misconduct.
Audience, the listening audience. I'd like to remind everyone, and if you could, Ms. Braxton, because I want to make sure we're basing everything on facts. I'd like to remind the listening audience what laws were not in effect as to why it was that the person who ran over Amaya getting out of a bus, a fully stopped bus, was not charged with any crime.
I think that maybe Tawanda, if she's still online, maybe she can explain that a little bit more as far as the law side. I think she has an absolutely great breakdown on it, and I would like for her to maybe say something. If Kurt has something to say, that'd be great, and then I'll comment after because I'll have like a whole lot of stuff I want to say that probably I don't need to say. So I'm gonna let them say it, and then you can come back to me. Okay, Tawanda.
Well, the law is very specific. They just the DA just didn't want to follow the law, and that's the problem. Like I said, I've been getting a lot of flack because I put the story out how it is. Amaya is the only case, and she happens to be an African American child who hasn't received any justice in an incident related to a school bus stop in Mississippi. The problem is that the DA did not want to charge Karen Carpenter with anything outside of murder. This is why it's been to the grand jury 2 times. This is why they failed to indict 2 times, because they know 100% facts that she cannot be indicted on a murder charge because you can't prove premeditation or intent. The DA, John Riedel, said in an interview, which I believe it was 2018, that he considered her case closed. They also debated whether to charge her with a lesser crime. Now we know that she could be charged under other charges. She could be charged under Nathan's Law, which was
Tawanda.
A law that was created. Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but do you mind speaking up so that the audience can listen to you, because we also have someone else taking notes and we want to make sure that we get everything accurate at the same time we're doing this interview.
Okay. You want me to start over?
If you could, please, and try to speak up so that it's clear.
Okay.
Thank you.
So part of the problem that we've had is the DA. It's laws that's in place to protect children such as Amaya from incidents like this. Specifically in Mississippi, they have Nathan's Law, which was created because another kid got hit in the state of Mississippi. The problem is the DA only wanted to indict Karen Carpenter on a murder charge, which we know in the state of Mississippi is almost impossible. One, because you cannot prove it was premeditation or intent. The DA, John Riedel, he considered her case closed. So we have an issue of whether her case is open or her case is closed. He did lead me to believe that they wanted to charge her on numerous other charges because, you know, one of the things is we know she couldn't be charged with murder, but she could have been charged with Nathan's Law. She could have been charged with gross negligence. She could have been charged with reckless driving. She could have been charged with numerous other charges. So basically, it's the DA that's lying, in my opinion, because he, even when he considered manslaughter or any other charges, he inclined that he didn't feel that it was done willingly. Well, we know from the laws of Mississippi that she was negligent. So it doesn't need any premeditation. I mean, it doesn't need to be any willingness. She just needed to be neglectful, in which she admitted to in the police report. She admitted to being negligent.
So she admitted in the police report to be negligent and there was still no charges. Is it possible, Tawanda, for you to give me a copy of that?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, she admitted to in a Maya's original police report. It states they have a statement from which says um, she took her eyes, so she admitted to taking her eyes off of the road. She said she looked down at the dashboard, and she also inclined that she may have fell asleep. To me, that's enough enough to prove that you were negligent in driving. Also, you know, she has extensive extensive driving record of speeding. I mean, those are just public record facts.
Okay. I'm going to read to you guys a few questions that are being asked. This one's from Mr. Jackson. What's all this about the N word? And I know, Andrea, maybe you can answer this because this was written in the book Bus Stop.
Mhm. Um, the N word. The N word is just a disrespectful word. We shouldn't use that towards each other, and neither should nobody else be using it towards us. That is one of the most worst thing you can call a person of color. And it really just, when I read that, that really just put a perspective on the reason why maybe there has been no charges, because that's just truly how they look at us. And when I read that, it just it broke me down, and yeah, I cried because I'm thinking there is nothing lower than you can do on a pen and paper to associate a death, a horrific death. Amaya died horrifically. She died in the most tragic way that a person could die, being dragged. I mean, can you imagine somebody, a little 7-year-old child, being hit and drugged by an SUV, thousands of pounds, thousands of force with speed, being trapped under there and have to have several people had to pull you off and under there, your body. And then just to say that you hit that N word, just like it ain't nothing. Just like it was a slap on the wrist as if she fell off her bicycle. You
Okay.
know?
Sorry to interrupt you, Andrea. On this part where we're talking about the book,
Hmm.
um, they can't find the book online. Did you make a complaint on this book? Because I know I've had somebody else write a letter about this book and how it's truly talking about somebody's real life story. And even although they changed names, they still dedicated the book. Did you file any actual complaint to Amazon? And if
Um,
I'm correct, the book was written to Amazon. I don't want to say a lie. Allegedly, the book was sent to Amazon. Is that correct? Through Amazon?
yes, it is actually selling through Amazon. Or I'm not really sure if anybody bought it, but yes, yes, it was in Amazon, and so yes, I did. I sent them a letter. I had it notarized, and I talked to them, and I let them know, I don't think this is appropriate for people. And then I say, this is a story about my daughter's life, and for it to be carried out in such a way, and with the terminology, I said this is ridiculous. And I said, and I prefer that you do something with it. It needs to be done ASAP. I need you to take this book away because it's not factual information, and it's leaking information that's in an ongoing investigation that could sway people either way. So I don't need this book out, and I want it taken down, or I will file complaints further. And I did. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I'm on, hang on. I think I'm on mute. I'm only asking because I have somebody else watching the show who is asking these questions. Um, off air, I'll send all the information of the book to make sure that the book has been taken down. And Rico, to answer your question, if you go on my page and scroll down, you will see what was exactly said about the N word and children and the N word, which is very disrespectful. Someone else asked Mr. Vaughn. So there was no manslaughter charges. Hang on, and I'm sorry, I have a few notifications coming in. There was no manslaughter charge. How did this person just walk away with no charges?
Andrea, Dre, can you hear me? Andrea, can you hear me?
She can hear you.
Okay. Don't answer that. She can't answer that at this time.
Okay.
No, she cannot answer that at this time.
Okay.
I got a question for Andrea, and for anybody that's on the panel that's on a legal team. Is the state of Mississippi, does it not have a vehicular homicide law?
Yes, it does. It does.
It
It does.
Let me explain to you why I ask. As a former truck driver, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm driving down the road and I hit and kill somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm completely sober,
Mm-hmm.
and my logbook is kind of off, or it looks like, if there is something other than the fact that this was just an accident, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can still be charged. Truck drivers can still be charged with vehicular homicide.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, if I could be wrong, but it seems like vehicular homicide says that you basically killed somebody with your car,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it can spill over into the aspect of, was there negligence or was this just an accident?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just curious because in hearing the charges that could have come out there, like manslaughter, you really, it's impossible for you to almost get murder in the first, because murder in the first what basically means that she intended, or that, let me correct that, that the alleged person intended to purposely strike someone with the car. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I could be wrong. Now I'm not 100% sure, but vehicular homicide says that you had an accident where you killed somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Yes or no? You know what I mean?
So according to my legal team, this is what they say. Truck drivers have different laws when it comes to that. We have to look at her driving record, which I will speak to my legal team off air about this, because I am aware of the driving record. But I do know, and I am aware that the truckers, you guys have different laws because, you know, you guys are more responsible. About that. Now I have a Lori Timmons story, who is friends with Andrea Braxton. She commented on here, there is an important point in the language of law. And hang on, she says something else, and I'm trying to get to everybody. And she goes, I'm Lori Story, author of a book written about the life of Andrea Braxton. She asked me to join in. So, Andrea, do you know exactly what the point is? Because I'm trying to read here. I don't see anything. Oh, okay. I have the law before me. The word and I'm sorry, hang on, or is used to allow alternatives to intent. So I'm assuming that the word that she used could have been used as an intent. Is that correct, Miss Timmons Story?
Okay, so what she was saying by that, I know exactly what she's talking about. It's talking about in Nathan's law on the charges that she could have been charged with. It's either or, but they equal out into the same amount of time. That's why the law was written. The law was written to where even if you didn't get charged with this over here, you still get charged with this, and it equals the same amount of time. So she could have been charged with either or. She could have been charged under Nathan's law or reckless homicide. Because she admitted that she may have fell asleep. She openly admitted that. So there is, and she looked down at her dash. The point is, they are deciding not to charge because Amaya's life did not matter. And we can say all that we want to, that we might not have thought that that was what it is, and there's technicalities. There's no technicality in this law. There's no loophole in this law. The loophole is a person presenting it. You don't have to prove intent on anything when she already told you she was negligent. So if she's negligent, then let's charge her with negligent homicide. Let's charge her with aggravated murder. Let's charge her with a lot of other things, but let's not charge her. And that's exactly what they're doing. They are showing you how, and this is me, and I'm gonna believe this, and this is just how it is now. They are not charging her because it was not theirs, and there's no other way you can look at it. I mean, that's just honest.
Well, has any
So,
has anybody, given the situation and circumstances, has anybody been charged as a result of another situation that is uniquely close to Amaya's case? Meaning, has there been another situation where the same thing happened and somebody was charged in that case that you know of?
almost in every other case except for Amaya's.
Okay, okay. And the reason I've heard here in the state of Maryland, I don't know, because states have different laws and they do addendums and amendments to federal laws and all kinds of stuff. But here in Maryland, I've heard over the years where people have been charged with vehicular homicide. So, and if all possible, could you, is it possible for us to get with the legal team and ask them what is the law on vehicular homicide, because it may tie directly into the law with negligent homicide.
Okay, so my legal or our legal team, because you are part of the team, Kurt, our legal team has just informed me that there is too much speculation that is being said on this case thus far, even though some may be true, that may, hang on to read it just like it was written, um, that may be detrimental to the case. So let's try to keep it to the facts, as hard as it is for Miss Braxton, as hard as it is for the family. We're here to help. On another note, and I'm going to totally get off subject here. Miss Braxton just informed me right before the show, because I don't want Miss Braxton to keep going through this pain. And Miss Braxton, you have our full support as a human justice organization, as well as you do through DKM Media Group and Associates, as well as you do with Lunchtime with Anna. Miss Braxton just informed me of some wonderful news that she has. Although she is going through all this, although she just read this book, and although she is going through a lot of negativity, as any mother would once you lose your child. Ms. Braxton, can you please give everybody the good news on air, and they can be the first to hear, and I'll have a comment to say right after.
Okay, well, on today, this right here is Miss Lori's story, the one who did that about the law. Oh my gosh, she is a beautiful person. She is super talented, and she has a way with words. I met her over a year ago, January the 1st, 2019, at church. And something was said, and something just hit me and said, you need to tell her she's going to write your book. So we have worked endlessly and tirelessly for the last past year and some change. And on today, yay, everybody, um, God Works on Tuesdays too is available on Kindle, I'm sorry. And we are so excited. It's going to be a motivational, is to let everybody know no matter where you are in life, no matter what you're going through. It tells a little bit about me. It tells a little bit about my family, my marriage. It just gives a round picture of my life and why I have so much faith and how the Lord has really blessed me. And I just want to thank Miss Lori from the bottom of my heart. And just it's been amazing. It's been amazing, and we're super excited. And we just want this to help other people who going through similar situations and how to deal with problems and things in their life. So I'm looking forward to it. And thank you for the opportunity to be able to speak about it.
And I'm looking forward to reading this book. Anybody that knows me knows I'm an avid book reader. I read everybody's books. So I'm looking forward to reading this because, and I said it the other day, I think it was yesterday on the radio station, on the Morning Glow. One thing that Miss Braxton has taught me is to be a better person. I thought I was one of the best people you could ever meet in this world until I met Miss Braxton. Until I've seen through all her pain, she's taught me to be a better person. Until I've seen somebody that is just so loving to others and just such a Christian, a beautiful Christian person who just has taught me, Anna, you can be a better person. And I thank you for that, Miss Braxton, because it takes a lot to do what you have done, through all of this heartbreaking situation, to have a person write a book about your baby and dedicate that book to your child. I'm going to get in contact with the legal team later to make sure, and I will send her what you sent me that has to do with the book, so that we're able to figure it out. And it is a her and a him, so there is more than one person involved. And we will put our heads together and figure out how to do this. I also have somebody who sends out letters, and they will send out these letters to make sure. It's Wind Up Wednesday. Do I have Kira on air?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Hello, my dear friend.
First, I want to just. Can you hear me?
Yes. Hang on. I want to say something else before you go fully on air. And this is for Andrea, if you can get your hands on that driving record, please be sure to send it to us so that we're able to see what we can do to help out on this case in every way possible. Please keep that in mind.
Okay,
and if you could, because it is public records.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
And Kira, it's Wind Up Wednesday. I'm so happy to have you here because you always give that positive note to something, especially that I can never imagine, gets me so emotional to know her strength, and her love for everybody, no matter what. And thank you to everybody who has supported her through all of this. Go ahead, Kira. I leave you the floor.
First, I just want to say, Andrea, I'm so sorry that this happened to your child and you. My heart definitely goes out to you and your family. So with that being said, I know that we've all heard the acronym PUSH, pray until something happens. But the whole time you were talking, that just kept going in my head. And I just want to say a new acronym for PUSH, and that's Parents Unstoppable, Strong, and Honored. We fight for our children. We pray for our children. We cry for our children. We love our children. And when things happen that we don't have any control over, we still keep pushing. So I just say that I honor you, I admire you, and I really thank you for not just pushing for your child and your family, but for others so that justice can be served. And that is my prayer, for justice to be served and for God to continue to build you through this, to continue to give you strength and to continue to give you peace and comfort. But absolutely that justice is served. So to you, I say push and to keep going, because justice will be served.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Kira. I'd like for everyone, and Kira, I'm going to go ahead and start with you on the panel to give contact information for yourself. And right after that, I will see you guys next Wednesday at Lunchtime with Anna at 12 o'clock.
Okay, my contact information, you can look me up through my website, KiraDavon.com, KearaDavon, and Instagram, WOTM_notes1, or Facebook, Kira Devon.
Andrea?
I'm writing it down. I'm getting it right now.
While she's getting it, Tawanda, go ahead and give your contact information in case someone needs your help or assistance with anything, because she's wonderful.
My Facebook page is Twanda Graves. They can private message me there, or my business email is the letter T. My last name Graves. National Press at gmail.com.
Okay, and Kurt, Tawanda, I totally lost you. Okay, Kurt, how can we reach you?
Well, first off, you can look me up on Facebook. Baltimore City, Maryland. Let me take my hat off, so because I don't have my hat on the picture. It's me standing over a pond, deep in thought. You can look me up there. You can catch me at Curtis.McNeil12 on Instagram. I keep asking Anna for my Google phone number. I can't remember it. But you can also reach me at cntprofilms@live.com. That's my email address, CNT Charlie November Tango Papa Romeo Oscar Foxtrot India Lima Mike Sierra at live, like livebody.com. Shoot me an email, if you got any questions or any ideas, or if you're thinking about putting your story on film, and or documentary, just hit me up.
Absolutely. Andrea, how can you be reached?
I can be reached at Andrea.Braxton. Or you can just look on my page. Well, everybody pretty much knows my Facebook page. I'm just going to give them that. It's Andrea Braxton, and you will see a picture of Amaya on there. And it's saying that we won't give up justice for Amaya, and we'll never give up. We're going to fight until there's no more fight left. So that's it.
Absolutely. I will see everyone next Wednesday at Lunchtime with Anna. God bless each and every one of you guys. Love you guys very much. And I'll see you guys next week. This has been an amazing show. And Andrea, you will be hearing from me again very, very soon. We speak often, but you'll be hearing from me. God bless each and every one of you guys. Thank you for the panel coming on. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay.